Hey, what's going on? This is actually not a joke. This is serious. So, I know you can't trust anything today. Walking on eggshells, it seems like. So, yep. Well, for anybody that might be joining in on the show right now, um, we have one person, but I just got done watching a video that Theme Park Crazy released, and it's actually a history of the dog fart coaster. So that was a nice, pleasant surprise today. So yeah, how we doing? Okay. This is going fantastic, isn't it? Hello, hello. Check out Screamscape for some news here. Yeah, how we doing today? Oh, we finally got some people joining in. 2 minutes into the show. All right, how you guys doing? Anybody? No, no, nothing. Okay. Well, I'm just doing another live stream today for the fun of it. Oh, hey, Mr. Roller Coaster, what's up? um, of course, Brandon's trying to call again right now, right after I start my live stream. Hey there, Dan, Rings of Earth. Uh, good to see you, lovely people here today. This fine April Fool's Day. Um, I was talking to one person earlier that was in the chat. Um, People are finally starting to show up now, almost 3 minutes in. But I was saying that I just watched a Theme Park Crazy video. He did the history of the dog fart coaster, so I was pleasantly surprised by that. Oh, thank you, Mr. Roller Coaster. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. The kind words. Whoosh. uh, Pretty sure there was a heavy wink along with that. So how we doing today? What is everybody up to on this fine Wednesday? I know I lose track of the days here, seems like, but today is Wednesday, halfway through the regular week. So how we doing? Happy April Fool's Day to you as well. Hey, good. X Thunder, how you doing? Yeah. All right. Well, good to see we got some more people joining in on this awesome party, this April Fool's Day party here. Yeet. Was that an April Fool's video or is the dog fart coaster real? The dog fart coaster is very real, actually. The dog fart coaster is a real thing. It's funny, and I left a comment on his video, um, because there's an ongoing joke for ever since I've started live streaming. There's been like this ongoing joke between a couple people about the dog fart coaster. So he did a history of it. I don't know if I don't know if all the history he did is actually factual or if some of that was like a joke. I'm not really sure, but the dog fart coaster is 100% real. So you can't search dog fart coaster on RCDB. Just search Bon Land and you'll find the dog fart coaster on there somewhere. One of their four coasters names translates to dog fart coaster in English. So it's not actually listed as dog fart coaster on RCDB. They should RMC Coaster Daddy. That's weird but reasonable. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. RMC T-Rex. Have I ever played Planet Coaster? Actually, just a few nights ago, like super early in the morning. Um, super early in the morning, I played Planet Coaster on a live stream, and it was the first time I ever did that. I've played Planet Coaster before. I bought it many, many months ago. I bought it sometime last year. Played it a few times. Then I didn't play it for probably at least 6 months, at least. And then I just decided with all this free time I have, I'd try to get back into it. I opened it up that one time and I played it the other night for everybody's enjoyment so they could see me stumble around trying to figure out how to play it. And that was pretty fun. So I might open it up eventually again here soon and like actually get more familiar with playing the game. Um but actually I was going to tell you guys about a game I discovered yesterday. I discovered this one-man game that's also available on Steam, and it's free right now because it's in early access, and he's been working on it for a couple years, but this guy, Josh, I think his name is, or Jason, I think Jason maybe, he's put tons of updates into this game, but it's called Ultimate Coaster, and I downloaded it yesterday, and I messed around with it a little bit so far, but I was watching this tutorial on YouTube. And oh my gosh, the coaster builder on this Ultimate Coaster, which is a free game right now, by the way, um, it's amazing. I mean, it's basically like somewhere in between No Limits and Planet Coaster. Like the coaster builder itself is way better than Planet Coaster's coaster builder. Way better than that. It doesn't give you as many options though as you have with No Limits. But it's being worked on continuously. It's in development still. It's in early access, and there are quite a few options of coasters that you can build with it, and it's great. I mean, it's awesome, and it's free. So go ahead and download it. Millie Station music, yeah, that's my ringtone. People try and call me. Will I do another coaster time, but with actual regular roller coasters? I can't answer that. You just gotta let it be, man. You just gotta let it be. It's a joke, It's just let it be what it is. I review coasters all the time. I mean, which park tops my bucket list? Somebody asked me this the other day. I don't necessarily have one park that I would say is at the top. I guess I'll say Knoebels. I don't know. I guess Knoebels. I was supposed to be going to Knoebels along with some other bucket list parks like Hershey Park, second week of June. And like I know I've said this a million times on my live streams. I don't know if that's going to happen now, but I guess Knoebels and Hershey Park are at the top, I suppose. My favorite coaster YouTuber, I don't really have one favorite. I mean, I just like a lot of channels, and I've talked about those channels a lot on here. So, Lightning Rod is an RMC. Yes. How do you get Planet Coaster? Can't find it on the App Store. It's Steam. You have to go to Steam. I got it from Steam. So go to like Steam and you can when you download the game, like you open it up on like a Steam dashboard or what. I don't know. I don't understand all the ins and outs of Steam. I'm not a gamer, so I don't like play these games all the time and like use the Steam workshop and whatnot. I purely just use it for Planet Coaster. So but you download it through Steam. Just go to steam.com, look up Planet Coaster, or just Google Planet Coaster and you'll find a link to the, to buy it on Steam, I guess. So how many coasters? 96. Oh, Rings of Earth has whatchamacallit, Ultimate Coaster. And he listed all the ones that are available here, which this is accurate, it looks like, by the way. They have a B&M Looper, an Aero slash Vekoma Looper, the Vekoma SLC, B&M Invert, the Intamin Hyper slash Giga with old track, and another Intamin Hyper slash Giga with a new track. There's also a dive coaster on there, I believe. So there is a dive coaster, and there's also RMC track. Maybe they've added those options since you've downloaded the game, and that's why you don't have those. Because like I said, he's always doing updates to the game. But yeah, there's a dive coaster on there now. The 6, 8, and 10 person per row dive coasters, by the way. There's all of those. And there's RMC iBox track. So pretty awesome. Did I see the new Honda Pruten video? Yes, I did. I was just talking about that like 7 or 8 minutes ago. Yeah. I watched it right before the live stream. So Coaster Nerd says I bought Planet Coaster when it was on sale in February 2019. I've probably played it 10 times. Can't get into these kind of games and don't like the coaster builder. Something you bring up an interesting point for me about Planet Coaster. So I bought it in 2019, sometime later in like probably August or September or sometime around there. I bought it when it was on sale as well, because I wasn't going to spend like $50 for it or whatever, how much it was. I think I spent like 22 on it. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. First of all, it's a fantastic game. You can do so much with it, do really realistic looking things. That coaster builder though is a pain. That coaster builder is like, it's great because you can do a lot of stuff with it, but to get the result that you want, like it's so hard to like smooth it out and everything like that. And the thing is, like with this Ultimate Coaster game, it's purely a roller coaster builder, like no limits. It's purely for building roller coasters, not for building parks or anything like that. Um, and the coaster builder is very intuitive, very great. Like I said, it's more on par with No Limits than it is Planet Coaster. It's kind of in between those. Um, I've never actually used the No Limits coaster builder myself, by the way, just total disclaimer. I've seen demonstration videos of it, and the tutorial video I watched for Ultimate Coaster was comparing it to No Limits. So that's what I'm going off of. But yeah, it's a great coaster builder. It's free. You have quite a few options right now, even though I'm sure it's going to continue to be updated with new things. It still has a decent amount of options to start off with. So definitely go check it out. If you feel so inclined, it's free. It's early access right now. Things are still being worked on. Keep in mind it's not perfect, but Coaster Lover turned on post notifications so he doesn't miss any more of my streams. Awesome. Make sure you ring that bell. That's right. Have I been to Canada's Wonderland? I have not. Wait, it's coming to console? I have no idea. I don't think it's coming to console. I don't know. I'm not a gamer. I don't keep up with all the game stuff. Um, Coaster Nerd says that's the thing is that coaster builders in any game I've played, the builders are complex and kind of suck. I can't do anything with it. Oh yeah, it's still free, Coaster Nerd. It's still free. I just downloaded it yesterday. I just found out about it yesterday and downloaded it. Yeah, it is absolutely still free. Yeah, I would definitely check it out because I haven't really gotten the hang of it yet, so I haven't really been able to build much of anything. But I'm watching this a video of like a tutorial. It's like almost a 17-minute video. It's a really good video that somebody did. Basically, it's a tutorial of the game explaining things. And you can see in there when he's building it, like how easy it is. Um, and it automatically smooths everything for you. Like you don't have to like go around the whole course and like smooth everything out, look at it, smooth it out some more. It's just like it smooths everything out as you're building the coaster, and it gives you quite a bit of flexibility of what you can do. Um and it's free. So definitely check it out. It's way better than I would say than the Planet Coaster Builder tool. So Rings of Earth, I reinstalled it, but they still don't show for me. Huh. I don't know. I have them all. Ultimate Coaster X, yes. Sorry, guys. I've been referring to it as Ultimate Coaster. Ultimate Coaster X is the one that you want. Ultimate Coaster is the mobile version, and it doesn't look like it's been updated for at least a couple years now. It is made by the same person, but he's not focusing on that. Ultimate Coaster X is the one you want for PC. That's the one that has a lot of options. So forget the name, but there's this game on Xbox or PlayStation where you can build a roller coaster. That Intamin guy made some coasters that did some videos on a few years ago. I've probably seen those, and I probably know the game if I hear the name because I've heard of so many coaster games. I've played a few of them, but yeah, definitely check it out. I have not been to Hershey Park. It's one of my bucket lists. Supposed to go this year. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay. That Intamin guy. Let's try to find those videos. I don't know if maybe that Intamin guy was playing RCT3 because he has an RCT3 playlist on his channel, but it looks like he changed it to like private or whatever. So I got to go back and watch some of these really old That Intimate Guy videos. I don't think I've seen some of these. His videos are awesome. So what's my favorite ride at Cedar Point besides Steel Vengeance? Go watch my Cedar Point coasters ranked video that I did last July. Go watch that. I ranked all the coasters at Cedar Point, so go check it out for sure. He may have deleted them off. I mean, I guess it's possible. I don't think he would have just deleted them. Since like midnight when I was last messing around on the game, I don't think he would have just deleted those off of there. I don't know. I guess he can do anything with it though. Do I prefer Gatekeeper or Valraven? Gatekeeper by a lot. So Coaster Nerd says I would want to do a statewide trip just doing PA. Well, that's essentially what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be hitting up all of those parks besides maybe Kennywood. I've been to Kennywood several times, so I wouldn't really care either way if we end up going to Kennywood or not. But I'm supposed to be doing Six Flags Great Adventure, so it starts in New Jersey. And then we're doing a bunch of Pennsylvania parks. That's the plan anyway. Hershey, Knoebels, Dorney, maybe Conneaut Lake Park, and Waltmere. So supposed to be an awesome trip. I don't know if it's happening though. So it's all good. Not obligated in any way to show up to every live stream. So do I planning on going to Tiny Park in China? Nope. I won't be going to China for, I don't know if I'll ever go to China, but I would love to go to some of the parks there for sure. I saw your urgent message. Yes. Hi. You'd want to do a statewide Texas, Pennsylvania, and California trip. Yeah, separately. Yeah, I would do that separately for sure. Not all at once. I don't think you mean all at once, but yeah. Is COVID-19 affecting me? I mean, it's affecting everybody. So, I mean, simple answer, yeah. But I mean, I've been inside as much as possible, like everybody should be doing. Um, and I mean, I'm doing all right. Just I don't know how it's going to affect my trip plans for June. That very well might not happen, but my trip is supposed to be the second week of June, starting like June 8th. Most ignored coaster model I wish there were more of. I wish there were more 4D coasters, more Intamin prefabs, and some more of the Hyper GTXs. So, funnily enough, though, I've never actually ridden one of those models of any of those on my own. So, you went to Dorney in 2015 before you got into coasters, missed all the good credits. Yeah, that's a shame because all the coasters they have now were there back then. So, plus one other one. So, Stinger. You're gonna go to Her Hey. That's funny. Go to Hershey and Dorney. Nice. Oh yeah, there are a lot of great coasters in China. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I mean, China is expanding so rapidly. There's tons of parks, tons of new parks, lots of awesome looking coasters. Yeah. Oh yeah, the GCI in China, it's just called like wooden coaster. It's huge. It's like over 5,000 feet long. And it's like it goes way back in the woods and it's like a terrain coaster. It's like it's on a mountain and it goes through the trees and it looks phenomenal. It looks like one of the best wooden coasters in the world by far. It's a huge GCI. I mean, it's like I said, it's over 5,000 feet long. In terms of length, it is like the longest GCI by far. Um, I'm gonna look up wooden coaster. Yeah, here it is in Happy Valley, Shanghai. Or wait, no, this isn't the one. Where's Great Coasters International? Let's see. Wait, Python and Bamboo Forest. Maybe that's the one. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I thought I thought it was just called Wooden Coaster or something like that, but it's called Python and Bamboo Forest. It's at Nanchang Sunak Land, um, in China. Um, it is called Wood Coaster. Okay. I don't know. RCDB. Okay, I'm just going by the RCDB listing, and it says Python and Bamboo Forest. That's what it's called on there. So coolest looking coaster by Maurer. I guess Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, just because I'm curious. No, the X car, the weird like X car ones with like the vertical lift, and you go through the roll and then back down. Those look cool. So Vegas trip likely canceled. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, thank you. Thanks for noticing the shirt. Yep. Awesome shirt. Oh, yeah, wood coasters at Night Valley. That's right. Yeah. Okay, so there are two huge ones in China. Okay, yeah. But yeah, okay, Python and Bamboo Forest, it's not a terrain coaster. It looks like it has more of an out and back layout. Sort of. Yeah, it's very out and back. But it's 62 miles per hour, 5,111 feet long. The trains look freaking amazing with a snake on the front. Um, said the statistics were previously listed as being 160 feet tall with a 142-foot drop. Appears this coaster follows the terrain, and the 160-foot number may either be a drop figure or a total height difference figure. So, anyway, it's a huge GCI. So that's Python and Bamboo Forest. Um, and then the other one, the Wood Coaster. It's called Wood Coaster. It's at Night Valley. That one, okay, actually, that one is actually not 5,000 feet. That's 4,817 feet long. Still a very long ride. We don't have like drop figures or anything right here on the RCDB page, but if you look at pictures, I mean, holy crap, this is it's amazing. I mean, it's built. It's this huge, like humongous coaster built onto the side of this mountain by GCI. Um, and looking at a picture here, there's a picture of the lift hill, and we don't have like any figures or anything, but it looks like if this coaster was just like sitting on flat land, this lift hill would probably be like over 200 feet tall. Like the elevation, I'm gonna say that the elevation's probably at least 200 feet, with the coaster. I mean, it doesn't have like a, huge drop or anything like that. It has some decent sized drops, but it's on the mountain, so it uses that terrain. And wow, I would love to ride this thing. This is awesome. Station flyby? Yeah, it looks like it. What an incredible ride. Yeah, I've seen POVs of this before, and it's just like, holy crap. Yeah, that lift hill is huge. Oh, man. Some of those twists and turns, diving down into the trees. Wow. That's incredible. Hmm. So Wood Coaster at Night Valley opened in 2011. It's older than I thought it was. Okay. All right, let's get back to here. I have ridden Mystic Timbers. You can go watch my review of it. It's a great ride. Um, there's a wooden coaster too, an Ultimate Coaster X. Yes, there is a wooden coaster. They have a few different variations of the wooden coaster, yeah. But yeah, China also does have the Jungle Trailblazer models, all those different clones. Some of them have inversions. Yeah. My opinion on Shock at Magic Land in Italy. I can't remember what that coaster is exactly. I don't know. What's a coaster excuse me. What's a coaster I wish I rode or rode more or rode at all? I had many chances to ride X Flight and Firehawk. Never got to it, so that's a sorely missed credit there. And a defunct coaster I really would have liked to have gotten the chance to ride. Um, no way absolutely no way. Obviously, I could have ridden this, but Cyclone at Crystal Beach, the legendary Harry Trevor coaster. So Cedar Point doesn't need T-Rex, they need GCI. I think they'll get a GCI before a T-Rex if they ever get a T-Rex. Everybody's caught up on the T-Rex thing. Like every park is rumored to get a T-Rex. I don't think we're gonna see one for a while. Surely not at Cedar Point. I don't think the prototype's gonna be at Cedar Point. So do I think Wood Coaster and Python and Bamboo Forest look better than all GCIs in the US and Europe? I think they do. Yeah, I think so. Definitely Wood Coaster. I think Wood Coaster definitely looks like the best GCI, and maybe even Python as well. That they're fantastic looking rides. The original Ultimate Coaster is good. Yeah, that's the one for Android, so you can play it on your phone. Um, I'd rather do it on desktop myself, but it's a fun way to pass time, I guess. Build a you can do pretty decent coasters on that mobile version. So the Funk Coaster, I wish I could have ridden the well, I just answered that. Cyclone. Um, I don't know why everybody thinks they're gonna get one. They have no room, and it's way too soon. Well, first of all, Cedar Point does have room. They have places that they can fit, another potential coaster in, even if they have to move things around or whatever. Um, I think in the next 10 years, we're going to see at least 3 classic coasters get the axe at Cedar Point because, obviously they're landlocked. They're going to have to free up more room eventually. So they are going to have to get rid of some of their older attractions. So sadly, I think we're going to see some classics being lost. Um, but they can fit, they could do another decent sized coaster, I think, somewhere without really having to remove anything per se. Um, So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Do I think GCI should recreate the Crystal Beach Cyclone? Yes. I've wanted GCI to recreate the Crystal Beach Cyclone ever since I first discovered, ever since I first got into coasters, basically, like way back in 2005. I've always wanted that to be recreated, and I've always thought GCI would be the perfect company to do that because when I was like 10 years old and I would look at long before I ever rode a GCI and I would look at all these pictures online, I would see the curved drops on the GCIs and it's like, that looks a lot like the Crystal Beach Cyclone. So I'm like, it'd be awesome. And honestly, I do think that GCI would be the best company to recreate that ride. So it would obviously have to probably be like, profiled more. It'd have to be profiled much better to fit into modern regulations and, you know, to keep it in line with the forces and stuff like that. But it would still be cool to see it. It would still be a great ride, I'm sure. They're gonna fill in 4 acres of Lake Erie. Yeah, I heard that. Head to the back of the park there. Which coasters do I think are going next from Cedar Point? I did a video in February 2019 talking about that. I would excuse me. I would suggest going to watch that. Um, I will say I think maybe Gemini has more of a chance of going next than I thought a year ago. Um, so maybe that'll be the next to go, and that's not what I said in that video. But other than that, a lot of what I said in that video still applies, I think. So I would go watch the video I did like a year ago. It's which Cedar Point coaster is gonna go next or something along those lines. No, 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 no. Oh yeah, they're actually filling in the land. Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, as far as we know, they're doing that. They said they were gonna. So I don't know. Pinfari Zyklon or Schwarzkopf Wildcat. I'm gonna say Schwarzkopf Wildcat. I've actually been on one. It was really fun, and they look like they're more fun than the Pinfaris, I think. So 5 bucket list coasters outside of North America. I guess the Wood Coaster at Night Valley. Expedition G-Force. Zadra. Um, Terran. And Wildfire. I'll do those ones. Coaster Lover 2001 says, I would say Corkscrew, Gemini, and Wicked Twister are the next 3 coasters to get the axe at Cedar Point. Replace Gemini with a GCI dueling coaster. I actually could see Gemini being removed just because that's such a prime piece of land um to work with. And if they did take it out, I definitely could see like maybe one of those new GCI dueling coasters. And that honestly, that would be incredible. I would be really excited about that. Even though I'd be really sad to see Gemini go. And as far as Wicked Twister, yeah, I think that's going to go really soon and probably be relocated to California's Great America, likely. But I'm sure Michigan's Adventure would love to have that. That'd be great for them. Um, there's a height limit though, I think, so maybe not. But anyway, yeah, I could see Wicked Twister going next as well. Corkscrew, I want to say will go at some point soon, and it probably will in the next like 10 years or so. But it seems like Cedar Point just wants to keep that going for some reason because they value the history so much, and it's like nobody likes the ride anymore. Doesn't even have a good layout. I know it's an icon for the park, but there's so many icons at Cedar Point. Like, I don't know about that, but GCI Woodies I've ridden were Wildcat and Lightning Racer at Hershey and Roar at Six Flags America. Yeah, I've been on Mystic Timbers and Thunderhead. Thunderhead review coming out tomorrow, by the way, so be on the lookout for that. What's the memeiest coaster? uh, Dog fart coaster, I guess. There's other ones, but I don't know. Both Wildcat and Roar should be RMC'd. That's the popular consensus. So, Coaster Lover 2001. I agree. Replace Corkscrew with a Gerstlauer Infinity like Hang Time at Knott's Berry Farm. I'm not sure what would replace Wicked Twister. Okay, so we're always talking about a GCI coming to Cedar Point. A lot of people seem to think that, the plot of land taken up by Wicked Twister and then that big empty grass area and then like where the stadium wasn't and over by Windseeker and all that. A lot of people think that could be a great area for a wooden GCI. I do think that would be a good area for it. I think Gemini's plot of land would probably be better though. Um, But also, I think Mine Ride's plot of land would be excellent for a GCI, but that would also be excellent spot for a flying coaster. So, but anyway, but yeah, I agree. I think a Gerstlauer Infinity like Hang Time would be an awesome replacement for Corkscrew. I could see them doing that, and hopefully they do something like that. That'd be cool. So, and being Cedar Point, maybe they'll make it. Most inversions in the world or something. I don't know, or at least in America, maybe. Do 10 inversions. Coaster Nerd says very underrated opinion, but I don't want to see Wicked Twister go. It's my sixth favorite coaster in the park. Okay, I don't like it that much, but it does just fall right outside my top 10 at Cedar Point. I love Wicked Twister as well. I wouldn't miss it that much if it went because let's be honest, it's at Cedar Point. It's not that great. Maybe in your opinion, but for most people, including myself, it's not that great compared to the rest of the lineup. And it does seem kind of out of place at Cedar Point. Um, but I mean, I would kind of miss it, but I wouldn't be mad if they took it out. I think it will go eventually. So demolish corkscrew, but keep the two corkscrews over the midway, pulling Alton Towers. I know everybody's always saying that. I wouldn't really care if they did that either way. I guess it'd be kind of cool just to see a piece of the ride there. And, it would preserve some of that icon of corkscrew. They should keep the they should keep the corkscrews over the midway, but also like lock one of the trains in place to the track and just have the train permanently going over the midway. How cool would that be? Age of Nika or Dinoconda? Age of Nika. Do you think you will go to Europe in the next 5 years or go to any park outside North America? Probably not. I would say there could be a slight chance, the slightest chance. Um, maybe closer to the end of that more like 5 years from now. Let's be honest, but probably not. Probably not. I think Cedar Point should also get a family gravity group like Kentucky Flyer. Absolutely, I'd be all for that. I think that'd be fantastic. Imagine a flying coaster, Maverick, Steel Vengeance all next to each other. Oh yeah, that'd be incredible. Huh. And I'm sure Cedar Point would get a pretty darn good flying coaster too. Maybe not the best one, but I'm sure the flying coaster they get would be huge, probably the biggest one in the world, and it'd probably be awesome. So yeah, wouldn't take much to replace Corkscrew. Yeah. How do I delete a game in Steam? Because I want to delete Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I don't know. Don't know. Coaster Lover says, to be honest, an Infinity would look good in both the midway near Dragster and excuse me, and in the area near Gatekeeper and the Giant Wheel. That's a good point. Yeah, I think an Infinity would be good in Corkscrew's old spot. That'd be a great spot for it. But yeah, I think Yeah, you have a good point there. On the beach there, I think the beach could be better for a ride like an Infinity, because some people have pointed out they don't think the beach area is a very good spot for a wooden coaster, and it probably isn't just because of like the winds coming in and whatnot. Um, so yeah, well, you got to go to the Steam store to get Ultimate Coaster X. I mean, it's free, but when if you have Steam on your computer, just click on Store on one of the tabs at the top and just search for Ultimate Coaster X. Which Cedar Fair park do I think will be the first to work with Intamin again? None of them. To be quite honest with you, none of them. I think if they were to go back to working with Intamin, though, I guess we can hope for the future. Maybe they will eventually. I think if they were to do that, a park like Cedar Point would probably be the first one to get another Intamin. So, or maybe like Knott's Berry Farm could get something compact from them, or Kings Island. Kings Island doesn't have an Intamin yet, but I don't think they'd put an Intamin there. So, um, well, I go to any park outside the U.S. in the next 3 years. Canada's Wonderland is outside the United States. It's still in North America though, but yeah, so probably go there. That's about it. CT Coaster says, if I'm being honest, one of the coolest moments in a coaster I've ever experienced was when corkscrew is running slow and going through the corkscrews. You look down at people walking below you. Yeah, that is fun. When you're just getting some good hang time and you can just kind of take things in. It's kind of cool. So if Cedar Point took out Cedar Creek Mine Ride, that would be a good spot for the family gravity group Woody. Yeah, I think Mine Ride will be one of the next coasters to go. I would say maybe 5 years from now or so. Um, and I just see that as such a prime piece of land. First of all, they could put another better modern family coaster in there, like maybe something like Fire Chaser Express. But that land would be great for an awesome, like sprawling GCI layout or an awesome B&M flyer. Honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if they put a B&M flyer right there. I think that'd be a great spot for it. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. But that land could work good for a lot of things, including the family coaster and a flying coaster just kind of intertwined. They could probably do that on that large piece of land. I know that's all a pipe dream, but I don't think any of the coasters at Cedar Point really interact with each other like that right now, do they? No, none of the coasters really are overlapped at all. No, they're all on their own separate, totally separate pieces of land. So, do I think there will be another park with two GCI Woodies like Hershey? No. One of my friends thought Lightning Racer was the same as Wildcat, but races. I mean, your GP friend was kind of spot on with that. I mean, there are two GCIs, and apparently, they noticed that. So, I mean, they are both wooden coasters, but they're two, similar types of wooden coasters. So, good eye, good eye. I absolutely agree. Cedar Point needs a good modern wooden coaster. Yeah. I love Blue Streak, but they have 17 coasters. That's the only wooden one. And as fun as it is, it's not that world class Woody. They need a good solid GCI. at least. And GCIs are awesome, so I think they'll get one eventually, even if it's not the next coaster. So what do I think is the most underrated, overrated coaster? I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm tired of that question. I never have a good answer for it because I don't really know. Out of all the stuff I've ridden, I don't think anything is particularly underrated or overrated. So, uh, we're all pipe screaming about the future of Cedar Point. Nice, nice. Coaster Nerd says, "I'm sorry, but I think Pipe Scream is a coaster. I don't care what RCDB says." Here's my thing with Pipe Scream. Personally, I don't consider it a credit. I don't care if you do or not. Do whatever you want to. I don't consider it a credit. Um, because I wasn't sure. And to be honest with you, if RCDB did just put it up on their page like right now, I would add it to my credit list. And I know Cedar Point does advertise they have 18 coasters because of Pipe Scream. But to me, for one thing, it's not an RCDB. And also, I wasn't really sure anyway if I should count it or not. So the fact that it's not on RCDB was just like, it's not a coaster. Um, so to me, it just kind of feels like cheating in a way just to boost my credit count. Just like I don't count racing coasters like Gemini, I only count as one credit. To me, it's one coaster, one experience. Even though there's two tracks, but now one area where I would negate from using that and like a racing coaster, for example, like if I would have rode Dragon Challenge, both sides of that, I would have considered that two credits because those are two totally different experiences, really. But anyway, I'm not gonna go into too much of a rant about that. But I'm gonna do a video probably at some point explaining. Well, I will definitely, and I've been saying this for a really long time too. But eventually, I'm gonna do my own video talking about how I personally count credits, just because it's something fun to argue about, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't say super loops are coasters. The Skywarp, I would count those because they're on RCDB, and I guess they use gravity at some point. I don't know. I don't really care. If I wrote them, I would count them. But yeah, I think racing coasters are one credit too. Yeah, that's how I've always felt about it. To me, it's always been, I've always thought of them as just one coaster. I mean, it's like one coaster, one plot of land, one experience. And I know people are going to argue no, and there's two tracks. Technically, it's two different experiences, blah blah blah. I don't care. To me, it's one credit. So, I would count powered coasters as credits, I guess. So, which is always it's kind of weird. I don't know, but I would count them. I don't know. I don't know how Pipe Scream is different. I'm not gonna get into that argument here. I don't feel like it, but like I said, count it however you want. I don't give a crap. To me, it's just about having fun. So do whatever you want with your coaster count. All right, so I fired up Ultimate Coaster X a little bit ago just to kind of give you guys a briefing of all the things that are available. I'll tell you all the kinds of track that are available in the game. Um, so we have the different tracks we have. There are 15 different options altogether. Some of those are actually like the same model, but just different variations of that model. So allow me to elaborate. There is a B&M there's a B&M sit down model, which is just like a B&M sit down, which you could either make it like a hyper or a looping coaster. Then there's a B&M floorless. Okay, there's box spine sit down, which is the B&M sit down. Box spine floorless, which is like a B&M floorless. Box spine dive, 6 across, 8 across, and 10 across. So there are basically you can do the 6, 8, or 10 variation of the dive coaster, 6 across, 8 across, 10 across. There is a wing coaster, there's a B&M invert, there's a B&M flyer, there's one called girder, which is basically Intamin track, and you can do different types of the Intamin track, like the with no spine, where it's just the flat track, or the triangular, or like the box shape. Um, there is a model called articulated wood, and then there's also wood 2 row and wood 3 row. So I'm not sure exactly what all those variations are. I'm guessing the articulated wood is probably like a GCI with like Millennium Flyers, kind of how Roller Coaster Tycoon called, the GCI like trains, articulated trains. So there's those three different types of wood coasters available. Um, there's hybrid iBox, which is, the RMC iBox track. There's Aero, which is, just aerodynamics track you can do like looping coasters with. And there is SLC, which is Vekoma SLC model. So those are all the different options you have available right now in Ultimate Coaster X. So there's quite a bit you can do, really. As far as like scenery, you can like manipulate the terrain, like make it hilly or make ravines or whatever, and fill things with water. And there are only two different types of trees right now. So you can do a little bit with the terrain to like spruce it up and make it look nice or whatever. Um, so it's pretty cool. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Other people are asking too how you access it, and I don't. For me, I already had Steam because I downloaded Planet Coaster, so I just opened up Steam on my computer, and then on the top I clicked the tab that said Store, and then I searched for Ultimate Coaster X, and that's how I found it. I downloaded it, and it opened right up for me. So I don't know. How do the graphics look in the game? They look pretty darn good. They just type in on YouTube. You can open up another tab on YouTube even right now if you want, and just type in Ultimate Coaster X. And there is one video in particular. A guy did like a 17-minute long tutorial video about it, which is awesome, by the way. And he really goes into he gives some good info on that, and he shows you himself like playing the game. Um, so the user is Silverette. It's the first video that pops up when you search Ultimate Coaster X on YouTube, for me anyway. And it's called First Look Ultimate Coaster X. It's from a year ago. Um, and it's a great video that just kind of shows you the basics of the game. And the graphics look pretty darn good. And also, the guy who is actually developing the game, he calls himself Phony Game Studios, and Phony Game Studios has a YouTube channel that I went and subscribed, and he's uploaded several coaster POVs, like coasters that he's actually made on there, and they're really good. Like he has this really good B&M hyper that he made. Um, it's like a terrain B&M hyper. It's a really long ride, and then another super long B&M invert that he made. It's great. So I did my one Planet Coaster live stream here on YouTube. It's private now. I set it to private afterwards. I've been doing so many live streams and stuff. I just didn't want my channel to be overtaken by live streams. So I've made a couple of my live streams private, like some of the random ones I've done. Most of them are still public and available for you to watch. But yeah, the Planet Coaster one is I set that to private, so it's not actually on my channel now. So if you can't find it, if Aquaman Power Wave is a roller coaster, then why isn't Pipe Scream? They're basically the same thing. The only difference between the two is one spins and one soaks. I don't know. I would say Aquaman is much more of a defined roller coaster myself. But like I said, count it however you want. You want to say Pipe Scream's a coaster? Have at it. It's not for me to tell you it's not a coaster. So Cedar Point calls it a coaster. So I mean, if you want to go by that, then okay. The YouTuber Arrow Enlightenment and leader, who I've watched, his stuff before. He's also done a Arrow loop run Ultimate Coaster X, which I'm watching right now. He did this just over a year ago. So I'm gonna check this out. Let's look at well, I'm watching anyway. Arrow Enlightenment Leader's Ultimate Coaster X Arrow Looper, which looks like it'll be pretty cool. Has a curve drop to the left. Ooh, this video's pretty choppy looking. This was a much earlier version of the game, it seems. I mean, it's from over a year ago. Some of those funky, weird arrow transitions after the mid-course. It's an alright small arrow looper. Not really like anything they did, but yeah. What do I think of the nano coasters you can buy at Cedar Point? I think they're cool. They're cool. Um, they're not really something I'm interested in though, personally. Um, to me, they're just kind of a waste of money. I'm not gonna lie. There's not much to them. They're like $35. And I'm just like, plus I don't have space to put all these models if I did buy them. So and I'm not knocking anybody who buys them. They look fun. Like I'm sure they're kind of cool to have. I don't know. To me, I wouldn't want to spend $35 for like a little cardboard like model. I don't know. They're kind of cool looking, I guess. Like if somebody got me one and gave it to me, I wouldn't be mad, like I would put it together and have fun with it. And I'd probably like set it right over here or something, like maybe on like this like dresser thing I have in here just as a little decoration or whatever, but you know. Hey, hola. What's up? G Money. I think you're new here. I've never seen you before, I don't think. So welcome. Do I think they should do a Battle for Cedar Point person for every ride? Nah. I know they do the coasters. I've never actually played that game. I've never been interested. But maybe this year I'll try it out just to see how it is. Somebody suggested that I try it before. So, what are my thoughts on Ohio weather? Oh, man. Freaking Ohio. I've lived in Ohio my whole life, and the weather never fails to surprise me. It always amazes me, even though I've been in Ohio my whole life, all of my 25 years, and it still shocks me. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end this live stream here. It's been fun hanging out with all of you once again. I'm sure there's going to be many more live streams coming. I'm going to be off work for a while, so the content's going to continue to pour in. um, I have a video coming out tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the Thunderhead review, so that'll be releasing tomorrow. I'm probably going to schedule it for like noon or something like that. So be on the lookout for that. And it's been great hanging out with you guys. And I will see you all again. So thank you guys for watching. Bye. And I'll see you next time. Okay.